everybody, and thank you for joining us back here at Pharmagreen's channel. We're sitting here once again with Peter Wojcik, and today we're going to do a deeper dive into the business itself. But first off, Peter, how are you doing today? Are you excited for the weekend?
Yes, Friday is always a good day, and yes, doing very well. And thanks for having me on this morning. It's great.
Perfect. Glad to have you on. And so again, previously we talked about yourself and a little bit of the origins, but today we want to go a little bit deeper. So let's kick us off. First and foremost, give us the elevator pitch for Pharmagreen. I look at you and I'm like, Peter, how could you wrap this up for me really easily in a way that anybody could understand?
Perfect. Well, Pharmagreen, first of all, we're a highly specialized tissue culture plantlet in the space of cannabis. So from the top down, we're basically, our services are, first of all, is to grow highest grade quality cannabis, state-of-the-art greenhouse, where this biomass becomes consistently produced and are referred to as pharma-grade material. So that's stage one we want to do with the acquisition we've announced over the summertime that we're currently at the tail end of. Everything is progressing. So that's on the cultivation side. And then on the tissue culture side, to enhance this cultivation method is tissue culture. So we produce these starter plantlets for the industry in a clean room lab environment, as opposed to just a regular greenhouse with the mother plants being in pots and being clipped from and produced into clones. We do it completely scientific way, where there is no bugs, no diseases, and no genetic drift. Then the size of the facility that we've designed and proprietary engineered, we can do a large number of these plantlets. So the model is basically producing these plantlets, first of all, for our own operations, so we can enhance our margins, because otherwise you've got to buy the plantlets if you don't produce them. So that's step one. Step two, with our ability to produce large quantity of these plantlets, we look forward to establish sales channels to other high-value growers, which are referred to as grandmaster growers, with type of quality they grow. They surely understand that when you start with the best starts, you really, and you know your cultivation schedule, you have the right environment, you really produce the best plant or the bud part at the end of the cultivation cycle. So that's basically our model, is to be producing pharma-grade quality raw material with the starter plantlets done by tissue culture. And then we've also developed auxiliary services to enhance basically the services that we can provide. That's also something relatively new to the industry, which is live storage of plant strains. How do these grandmaster growers preserve their prized strains? Well, they have the seed that they've developed, but the seed carries a genetic drift. You don't know if you get a tall or a short one, how the plant really grows. And then the other way they can do is by doing the clones repetitively. But the clones that are made from mother plants get old, just like humans, and therefore there's susceptible bugs, diseases, and genetic drift, and so forth. So we can take a tissue culture, a piece of a plant, and apply our proprietary techniques, and we utilizing cold storage and the tissue culture, we can indefinitely preserve that particular genetic, which is very important. Because there's no genetic drift, we can come back to it and produce more starter plantlets anytime we call for. So this is really a method to preserve the live genetics of any plant species. So it's not just cannabis. And given the environmental impact, what's going on the planet today, for example, nutritional value over the last 5-10 years has dropped by significant percentage points. And this is something to be noticed, as we are actually losing plant species on this planet. So this particular service is really beyond cannabis as well.
Yeah, I think it's really important. While a lot of people now have a decent grasp of the cannabis industry when it comes to cultivation, they didn't quite understand the way the technology is playing a role in really standardizing a lot of things, making things better and healthier. And I don't think they understood the implications that this can spread out to practically any kind of plant. Like you said, there's a lot of applications for this that have not quite been brought to fruition yet, but it basically means there's a lot of potential in the technology itself.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And I'm doing actually research along with Dr. Freen She's really starting the wood plant species as well, but there's other of medical value that are in the same category, whether they're in the endangered plant species list or about to. There's definitely a value not only in preservation of the plant species, but our research at the same time. We developed the tissue culture protocols, so we have the know-how to reproduce the plant, which is very important. And you combine with the ability to store it indefinitely, we just preserve something in real time that's very important for the planet.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. And I had the privilege of interviewing Dr. Afreen. So if you guys want a more high level dive into the technological side of things and understand her missions and so on, please go watch that video. But now, Peter, with you, I'd like to shift gears and tell me a bit more about the company itself. How well are you guys funded right now? What are you guys looking forward to? And what are the next steps?
Well, our next steps is very exciting that we received the notice of qualification from the regulators, which basically means our Reg A offering has been qualified. And right now, we're just doing the finishing touches in our company material, pitch deck, landing page, which we anticipate will go live around the date of October 8th. And what's exciting about that, I've also created a digital presence where any qualified investor can basically go online and take a look what we have to offer as a company and participate in the offering. So right now, that's on the financial side where we're at. We've basically just started the process of putting this all together. So, and use of proceeds is to acquire this Northern California property I disclosed earlier as well, which is basically the footprint for all of our future development from, the top quality farmer grade biomass and flower tops to tissue culture development to other additional research that we already have going on as well to bring in as value added business opportunities for Pharmagreen.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of things cooking on the stove right now, Peter. So I do kind of implore anybody who has any questions, please visit the website, check it out yourselves, or ask us a question about it, and we'll happily dive into it for you. And like I said, please watch that interview with Dr. Freen to get a better under the hood understanding of the things going on at Pharmagreen right now. So, Peter, last but not least, what are you most excited about? Say, looking forward over the next couple years, you're seeing Pharmagreen mature. What really hits you? What makes you the most excited?
Well, actually enacting in a commercial scale, all this research and brainstorming that we have put together, being able to put that in a real revenue model excitement. And I'm looking to grow the company. Certainly, we're going to, uplisting to the OTCQB, submitting our application very, very soon. And then with the success with the model that we have created in terms of business growth for a company, I surely hope that sooner rather than later will be qualified for a NASDAQ listing. So that's kind of my goal, especially kind of setting for myself and the company that we can achieve those qualifications and listings for the NASDAQ.
Awesome, Peter. And everyone, you can follow us along this whole journey. Say we'll update you guys frequently. So, and again, if there's anything you guys want to see, let us know and we'll knock it out for you guys too. But thank you again for watching. If anyone has any questions, please ask and stay tuned for another video coming soon. Peter, thank you for the time today.
Thank you so much.